One of the things that I've been starting to feel about the web is that it's, in an odd way, kind of restoring us to a sort of a pre-industrial revolution state where instead of us having to either make the object or buy the object, we get to be creators and consumers at the same time, because the tools for reading and the tools for writing are both within the web, and they are available effectively to anyone in the West right now and increasingly outside of the West. So we get to be tribal again, because we get to choose what we want to create, and we get to choose what we consume, and we get lots of people helping us make interesting choices. So it's even more beautiful than before the Industrial Revolution, because you can be a member of many different tribes at the same time. We want to create fairly, I don't want to say homogenous, because that's kind of a terrible word these days in a certain sense, but self-organizing, self-perpetuating, self-selecting communities around a reading-writing platform that allows people to discover like-minded people across the planet. And then we're going to add some kind of old-school aspects to it, traditional supply chain, print publishing, not so much because of any agenda that we have to, but because we believe first and foremost in the community, and 95% of the community is still choosing to read print. So it feels like it would be just rude to tell our community, thou shalt not read print. Again, one of the beautiful things about the web is it's the end of the shelf. The tag is the new shelf, and you can have 20 tags or 50 tags, and your tags can be as kind of idiosyncratic as you want them to be. And I think that's sort of like, I don't know, to sort of think a little bit about what we talked about earlier in terms of what does the web do to bring writers and readers together in more organic ways. I sort of think of that the tag has really almost barely begun its existence in terms of how it helps create that mishmash of categories that help people congregate around long-form narrative, because it's such a hard thing to sample. And so a real combo of tags reflect those kind of idiosyncratic ways in which human beings relate to one another, I think. And so creating that around books could be a really beautiful thing. So I kind of want our communities to not always be self-evident, not always be narrowly genre in the way that we've understood it in the past, because some of the things that the web allows us to do is free ourselves of limiting the world to 20 genres and allowing for a lot of subgenres that are pretty hybrid. And I know that one word that always scared the daylights out of sales reps when you do marketing meetings and sales presentations in traditional book publishing is the word hybrid. When you tell a sales rep hybrid, they groan and they just try to figure out which buyer at the chain is going to take this book that doesn't quite fit, and they're not going to want to do it, and they're going to send me over to some other buyer who is also going to complain about it. And, on the internet, no one knows you're a gay knitting dog.